Salute to all of the people who did the work. Salute to all the people who are about to do the work. Salute to all the people who are about to get busy. All right, this is what's going on. We have the AI income corporate citizen, the love AI love machine deal going on. Links below. It's currently $2,000 and there's a payment plan. And this is something that's going to be really cool. We're going to have live training for the students only. It will not be able, it'll be live, it'll be classroom type training, and it will start January 5th after the holidays. I've learned my lesson. I don't try to do stuff during the holidays because everyone wants to be with friends, family, hang out, and enjoy themselves. So enjoy yourself. But at the beginning of the year, we're going to get busy. Links below. I had a thought today. I built $1 million business with no business credit, with no loans, no business credit cards. None. You know, when I got my business credit cards, I used them for personal spend. Why is no one talking about that? If you listen to the YouTubers, the knowledgeable people, well, you need business credit cards to build businesses. Not really. Not really. Not really. What you need is a solid business. You need a business that's profitable. Storage auction business. Geared that business up. No business credit cards, no business loan. Now I had the Home Depot MasterCard. They gave me a $10,000 limit and started using it heavily and paying it off, and then went up to $100,000. But I was using it and I was paying it off really, really quick. Really, really quick. So right now there's this false presumption that you must deploy business credit to be successful in business. And that's completely wrong. What you must do is have a good business, a good profitable business. I got started in selling commercial office furniture, and that gave me the money to fund off into the storage auction business. How'd that happen? I had a client who was like, well, if you sell our furniture for us, we'll buy new furniture from you. I was like, bet! I sold the shit out of that furniture, and at the end of the year, I had $250,000 in the bank. $250,000 in the bank. Now, many of you, I think a lot of people do not have a concrete financial position. Now, what do I mean when I say that? They don't know how money works. It's like, I'm going to get credit. I'm going to start this business. I'm going to say something. If you get credit and you start a business that has poor cash flow, you're immediately behind, and more than likely you're going to go out of business and you're not going to pay that credit off. That's pretty much what's going to happen. Now, let's talk about why are all these people pushing this? Can you, if you have a decent credit score, a decent personal credit score, 700 or above, you could walk into Chase, Truist, Bank of America with a brand new LLC and walk out with a business credit card. That's facts. You're not going to walk out with a $50, $60, $70, $80,000 business credit card. How do I know this? American Express gave me $50,000 credit limit, but first thing they did was look at my business bank account. I had funds going in there, and that was like, okay, we can give him $50,000. You are not getting a $50,000 credit card with just your good credit score. Even though there's a ton of people out here who's like, all you got to do is have good credit. Just use it over, max out. Once again, these people are lying to you. They're lying to you. So this is one of the things that we're going to do with the training. Part of the training is we're going to get organized. Because one of the things is, and I'm going to say something, I really don't like doing consults. Because people call me up with this randomness, and I'm just sitting there like, why did I even do this? Now there's going to be a structure. Before the 5th of January, everyone's going to get emailed, and it's going to be a structure and a questionnaire you have to fill out, and we're going to have a constructive argument about your business. And we're going to put people up. It's like, hey, tell us about your business. What do you want to do? What do you want to start? We're going to be talking about how to set up your business. That's why the corporate citizen is there. I'm going to tell you something. The holding game is some of the most powerful tax strategy on the planet. Once again, a holding company is the most powerful tax thing on the planet, and you will not see none of these credit people, these tax people talking about it. You want to know why? Because they don't have a holding company. They never started a holding company. They never set a holding company up. Never. Never. Once again, I'm going to say this. You can have a holding company and operating companies that are making money, push that money up to the holding company, and the holding company can disperse those funds out as business capital and pay no taxes legally. But you got to know how to do it. You just cannot you gotta have structure to this. You gotta have an understanding to this. But I was like, all right, you seen the results. I'm driving around Atlanta in a brand new Porsche 911 Turbo S convertible. You saw me buy a Porsche and a BMW X5 at the same time. Why was I able to do this? Was it good business credit? No, it was cash. My business was throwing off cash. So when the training, we're going to talk about this because there are so many people who are caught up on this business credit thing that they can't even stand up straight. It's like, oh, get this business credit. Here's the Damon John, one of the Shark Tank people, and Ashton Kutcher and someone else got in this business, and they put $7 million in this business, and it failed miserably. Bad business plan. But once again, when you get rich, you take bigger chances with bigger money. So none of those guys really got hurt by that. It was like, okay, it didn't work out. Let's try something else. But typically, we're going to talk about in the training, number one, how to get yourself prepared to start this business and get it organized. Now, do I say don't get business credit cards? I would never say that. You could get a business credit card, $10,000, $15,000 limit. That can be helpful. But the thing is, you need to have the business skill sets before you deploy the business credit. And number one thing you need to know how to do, sell, baby. You need to learn how to sell. You need to be able to sell stuff. Once you learn how to sell, your business is just going to take off. And that's one of the things I just learned because I was a salesperson. And all these high income companies have sales teams. So that's the first skill you got to learn. You got to learn how to sell. But once again, you got so many people out here who are just lying, straight up lying, to get your money with their shitty ass product. Get this business credit. What about how to start a holding company? What about how to organize your corporate banking? What about how to set up a sales team? Like one of the things that I did, this ring here, that's a ring light. We were going to start off the whatnot stuff. This, before Christmas, and now I'm in a position where I'm rethinking how we're going to do the whatnot stuff. That's going to pop off January, and I'll talk about it on this channel because you got to have a real business. You can't be on YouTube talking about business, and not say what you're doing. You're full of shit if that's your angle. You're full of it. So the training is going to be for students only. Once again, if you don't want to spend any money, you think I'm full of shit, hey, that's all right. That's okay. It will be for students only, and the training will get way more expensive. Right now, it's a deal because I'm Santa Claus. But once again, there will be people who's like, man, Glendon just talking shit. I ain't buying that shit. Okay. And then when you see me on 60 Minutes in the future, on the cover of Inc. magazine, you're going to wish that you had taken action. You're going to be like, fuck. And there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be saying, fuck. Once again, links below, training January 5th, and we're going to go through it, and it's going to be organized training because, one of the reasons I hated doing consulting calls was I didn't know what the hell was coming in. Sometimes it was really good, but most of the time it was shitty. I had this one guy, and his plan was so terrible. I said, look, I'm going to refund your money because I can't help you. I cannot help you with that plan. That plan is disgustingly bad. And he's like, really? I was like, it's terrible. There's no way you can make money with that. And he looked at me, and he's like, because we're doing a Zoom call, and he's like, damn, I thought I had a gym. I was like, no, that's a turd. My man, that is 100% a turd. So one of the things that you guys have got to understand is business principles. Sales team. All right, let's just talk about that. How many of these people who are talking about businesses even talk about having a sales team? Nobody. But they're business people. We got this business. We got this business. What business? What do you do? What are you doing? All I hear is, we got this business, and I'm not really seeing anything concrete. So, one of the things that's going to happen, I'm going to, like today, I did a lot of work on the AI income. Now, there's tasks that you have to do. And I'm sending out that email, letting people know, and then we will continue to rock on. But once again, there will be training. Now, for students who want one-on-one consultants, once again, the best way to get in is now. You can buy consultants for the future if you want to. Once again, December 31st, which is 21 days away, everything goes up. Everything. And this is one of the things I've seen happen over and over again. There's a lot of people out there listening that's like, yeah, I'm going to get it. But once that alarm clock's like, it's about to be over, I've had 30, 40, 50, $100,000 days because of that. So I know folks are coming. Folks are coming. And we'll be ready because y'all going to love when I start doing the whatnot stuff, because there's some stuff that I figured out that not a lot of people in whatnot even know about. And it came through independent study. Literally watched 100 hours of whatnot shows and learned a lot. So once again, get below, get on the list, and I will talk to you guys later.